My girlfriend texted, "Your job is dead, and I'm moving to Vegas alone." I replied by sending her the photo of my new private jet, tagged with my new partner. I was secretly her new company's majority shareholder, and the plane was taking us to Bali. That betrayal led to my immediate exit, and a new partner. Ruz, age 34, male, had been with Anya, age 30, for 5 years. I worked a highly discreet part-time job as a junior archivist for the Philadelphia Historical Society. My public, visible salary from this role was a stable $45,000 per year. I specialized in digitizing ancient maritime charters, which Anya found utterly dull. Anya worked as a junior marketing director for an online luxury travel and experience platform. Her income was commission-heavy, averaging $80,000 annually. Our combined visible income of $125,000 was constantly stretched by the expensive Philadelphia lifestyle. We rented a large, modern loft in the Fishtown neighborhood, which was valued at $700,000. I drove a reliable, highly efficient, but undeniably old Ford Focus for my discreet commute. Anya insisted on driving a leased, sleek Alfa Romeo Giulia to maintain her fast-paced image. We frequently dined at trendy, loud gastropubs in Fishtown for her required networking events. Our social life was dominated by her efforts to meet wealthy developers and brand owners. In early May, a pivotal professional opportunity arrived, disguised by the mundane archivist title. I had secretly founded and majority-owned a niche, highly profitable global route optimization technology company 6 years prior. This company, which generated massive passive income for me, required a new public CEO to manage its rapid scaling. The opportunity was the formal, public appointment as Chief Executive Officer of this company. The new headquarters was relocating to the tax-advantageous Principality of Monaco. The package was precise and overwhelming, a visible base salary of $750,000. The real value was my existing 90% equity in the successful venture. I presented the executive contract summary to Anya one evening. I laid the financial documents on the table. "This move confirms my absolute professional focus," I stated. "It moves us to Monaco with a massive financial increase," I explained calmly, citing the figure. Anya barely looked at the contract. She focused only on my public job title. "Moving to a tiny principality for an unknown company is professionally suicidal, Rez. The salary is $750,000. I responded, pointing to the facts. She scoffed, dismissing the entire proposition with a wave of her hand. "CEO of Route Optimization is just a pretentious title, and your work is not visible. It involves complex international financial logistics," I answered steadily. She then focused on my low visible status. "You cannot escape your dead-end archivist identity, and I hate that beat-up old focus." Her dismissal of my intelligence and my financial strategy was the final confirmation I needed. Update 1. I quietly accepted the Chief Executive Officer role for Global Road Optimization the next day. I established the relocation date for early October, allowing precisely 4 months for my separation strategy. I began preparing for the move without involving Anya in the specific details. Anya continued her established pattern of public mockery. She repeatedly told her friend, Liam, that the CEO job was a desperate vanity project. "Rez is trying to escape his archivist fate by chasing a fantasy title," Anya often told Liam. Liam, a luxury car salesman, openly agreed with Anya's emphasis on immediate, visible luxury. Our friends generally sided with Anya's live in the moment philosophy. "Why trade the Fishtown scene for quiet, tiny Monaco, Rez?" asked Maya, another acquaintance. "I am securing global financial and logistical control," I replied simply. I initiated decisive steps to formalize the separation. I established a complex, multi-layered trust structure to hold my equity in the company, ensuring it was protected from any community property claims. I also discreetly secured a luxurious 2-bedroom rental apartment overlooking the harbor in Monaco. Crucially, I maintained close, professional communication with my chief operating officers. Tatro, Alana Kim. Alana was aware of the entire test of Anya's loyalty and agreed to play a central role in the final execution. Update 2. The climax of the betrayal and the revenge occurred abruptly in mid-September, just as the final relocation logistics were confirmed. Anya was preparing for an urgent business trip to Las Vegas, claiming she needed to meet new clients. I was standing in the empty loft, finalizing the disposal of the last items. I sent the final notice. I am moving to Monaco on Monday. Our lease here is terminated. Anya replied instantly from her phone, using the distance as emotional leverage. My girlfriend texted, "Your job is dead, and I'm moving to Vegas alone." I replied by sending her the photo of my new private jet, tagged with my new partner. I was secretly her new company's majority shareholder, and the plane was taking us to Bali. That betrayal led to my immediate exit and a new partner. I sent the photo of the sleek, black private jet, with myself and Alana standing beside the open door, smiling calmly. I included the full flight plan details, Monaco to Denpasar, Bali. Update 3. The fallout was immediate and absolute. Anya's final, mocking text was met with undeniable, irreversible proof of my extreme wealth and my new partner. Her plan to leave me for a perceived better life was crushed by the image of my actual, far superior life. Her subsequent messages were frantic, swinging between confusion and desperate pleading. "That plane photo is clearly fake, Rise," she insisted in one text. "The registration details are attached." I replied factually. She was forced to acknowledge the finality of the separation and her sudden lack of leverage. She was stuck in Las Vegas with no home to return to in Philadelphia. My sister, Laura, handled the final legal termination of our lease in Philadelphia. I remained calm and analytically detached through the rapid process. My focus was entirely on the high-level security transition. My emotional state was stable and entirely focused on the future. Relocation day arrived with a smooth, luxurious finality. My luggage was handled seamlessly. I flew directly to Nice, France, and took a short helicopter ride to my new apartment in Monaco. Anya was forced to manage the entire fallout remotely, thousands of miles away. My first detailed view of my new life in Monaco was one of intense, controlled opulence. The city was a beacon of global finance and stability. My apartment was stunning, overlooking the marina. The work as CEO was immediately demanding and intellectually stimulating. My partner, Alana, the CO, was already there, handling the necessary administrative setup. Update 4. I was quickly thriving professionally in the hyper-competitive environment. The role of CEO required constant, strategic decision-making. My team was lean, competent, and respected my quiet authority as the company's founder. Socially, I embraced the exclusivity and focused on building relationships within the global finance sector. My relationship with Alana deepened quickly, built on mutual respect for complex systems and intellectual honesty. Financially, the $750,000 salary was only a pleasant formality. My 90% equity in the rapidly growing company meant my net worth was increasing by millions monthly. My lifestyle improvement was controlled, focused entirely on security and efficiency. By late March, 6 months into the role, I achieved my first major milestone. I oversaw a critical security audit and upgrade of the entire operational framework. This success earned me a substantial internal performance bonus of $100,000. I immediately put the entire bonus into my new, secure investment portfolio. Anya's old network began reaching out, curiosity overriding their caution. Liam, the car salesman, sent me a tentative email. "I hear the company is going public soon, Ruz." Liam wrote vaguely, "We are exploring strategic growth options." I replied politely. Maya, the acquaintance, sent a message asking about the cost of renting near the marina. They were clearly curious about the true scale of my success. I remained polite but entirely reserved. Update 5. In June, I cemented my professional success with a major public announcement. Global Route Optimization filed its official S-1 for a significant IPO. I was featured on the cover of Monaco Business Today, detailing my technical background and my position as the company's founder and CEO. The article explicitly mentioned the projected multi-billion-dollar valuation. Anya learned the full, non-negotiable truth about my status. She had believed I was a $45,000 archivist, But the reality was a multi-millionaire founder who drove a beater to maintain anonymity. She realized she had chosen isolation over undeniable security. She sent a series of messages, alternating between demanding explanations and emotional accusations. "You misrepresented your poverty to deceive me?" she claimed furiously. "I stated my public salary accurately. I responded with factual clarity. You should have given me some of that early equity." She argued illogically. "I owned that equity prior to our cohabitation," I countered. Liam, her friend, sent me an explicit apology email. He confessed that Anya had convinced him I was a failure. "We feel completely misled about your actual net worth," he wrote. "My sister, Laura, called me from the States. Your entire plan of defense worked perfectly, Rez," she confirmed. Update 6. In late August, Anya visited Monaco, claiming she was meeting an important European client. She contacted me, requesting a final meeting to discuss her future plans. I agreed to meet her at a busy, neutral cafe near my office complex. When she sat down, she presented a practiced narrative of emotional growth. She claimed she had spent the last year realizing her life was too focused on material pretense. "I now value intellectual rigor and stability, Rez," she insisted softly. "I am pleased you have developed that clarity," I acknowledged neutrally. She insisted she had changed, but I referenced her past actions and the consequences of her last text message. I mentioned the public record of her recent termination from her job due to poor performance. "Your professional stability has significantly declined since you left," I stated calmly. "That was only an unfortunate circumstance." She tried to excuse it. I then referred to my new partner, Alana. "My new partner provides strategic, intellectual security," I noted. She insisted on returning, suggesting she could now fully embrace the high-stakes environment with me. "I can be a stabilizing force for the CEO," she proposed quickly. I calmly declined the offer, explaining that the foundational trust was destroyed by her final, mercenary rejection of my dead-end job. "The ethical gap is now too wide and permanent." I stated the fact. Update 7. Anya did not accept the decline gracefully. She attempted a final, disorganized period of online retaliation. She posted anonymous claims on several tech blogs, implying the company's valuation was based on market manipulation. She claimed I was an unethical founder. My lawyer, Marcus Chen, managed the attack with efficient legal documentation. Marcus immediately sent a cease and desist letter to the hosting platforms. He provided signed letters from the SEC confirming the ethical legality of the IPO filing. The claims were removed quickly due to their defamatory nature. Her online claims failed completely. Alana, my partner, posted a detailed, factual rebuttal on the company's official blog. She confirmed my technical integrity and the sound financial fundamentals. Anya lost all remaining credibility when the forums noted her comments were clearly driven by personal malice and lacked technical merit. Update 8. 1 year later. My life was stable, profoundly successful, and deeply satisfying. I was the permanent CEO of the now publicly traded, multi-billion-dollar company. My wealth was securely protected by the trust. I was in a committed, highly compatible relationship with Dr. Alana Kim. Alana was intelligent, respected my privacy, and provided constant strategic support. Our life together was based on mutual respect and shared professional ambition. In October, Anya sent a final, short message. It was a brief email to my personal address. "I understand I lost everything because I only saw the focus." The email read, "I truly regret missing the final flight to Bali," she wrote, finally admitting the truth. I sent a short, professional, and final reply. "I wish you future professional clarity," I wrote. I immediately blocked the address. The entire past conflict was completely and finally resolved. Final update. The following winter, I was in Philadelphia giving a private lecture to a group of graduate students. While visiting my former workplace, I was approached by Dr. Eleanor Vance, the director of the Historical Society and my former supervisor. Dr. Vance apologized to me, her expression solemn and respectful. "I regret that your visible work here was so easily dismissed, Reyes." She admitted her own mistake in enabling the culture that allowed others to mock my low-status job. She confessed that she had often laughed along with Anya's comments about my dead-end role. I wrongly assumed your intelligence was reflected by your visible salary, Dr. Vance stated. I apologize for the lack of respect shown to your real intellect, she added honestly. I accepted her apology, acknowledging that her admission of error was significant. I explained that my actions were always driven by the necessity of defending my intellectual property from mercenary claims. My reflection confirmed the final, enduring life lesson. The greatest protection is the private, hidden accumulation of wealth and power, which you reveal only when necessary to neutralize a threat. I secured peace by calmly exposing my true status at the precise moment of betrayal. The quiet, logical closure came from knowing that my methodical, anonymous rise had secured both my freedom and a partner who valued my mind, not my public car.